The first house that was really a contender for us was the 5th house we went to go see. It seemed to have everything we wanted all rolled into one house, so we got really excited about it. Here's the breakdown. Original price was $194,900. It was then reduced to $184,900 and then reduced again to $174,900. It was a short sale, which means the bank is involved and is in the process of taking it over, but there's less paperwork and hassle than full-on foreclosures. The square footage and lot size both met our criteria. Square feet was 1,422. Our minimum was 1,400. This one was a little more than that, plus a lot more spacious than we thought it was going to be, and it had a beautiful large cement patio, which is great for outdoor living, and an unfinished basement that was very large, that if we finished we would have much more living space, somewhere for me to dance, somewhere for him to have band practice, maybe even another family room down there, and it would boost our resale value a lot. The lot size was 0.74 of an acre, and because it was on a corner, the edge of the development, it had a lot more privacy and land than all the other houses in that same development. Large trees, lots of space, and flat topography, so a wet basement wouldn't ever be a problem because the whole development is pretty flat land and it's kind of on top of a large hill, away from streams and lakes and rivers and everything, so water should run down away from the development. So that was definitely a plus. Other positives were it had 3 bedrooms is what we were looking for, 1.5 baths, which is fine for 2 people, and it was pretty new, only 13 years old, and it already had a lot of different remodeling type features done. The owners had already replaced a couple shingles on the roof, got a new water heater 2 years back, so it's now only 2 years old, and they put in new ceramic tile floors just recently to help sell the house throughout most of the lower levels, and I love tile floors. They were all in the kitchen, they were in the lower level laundry room, the whole dining room, and the hall that connects the dining room to the laundry room. There's also a little section of ceramic tile when you first come in the front door, so people won't be damaging the carpet with their shoes when they first come in. Really, the only room on the first floor that had carpeting was the living room, and that carpet was in great condition. So flooring was not going to need to be replaced with this one. As far as the kitchen, I absolutely loved it, and I have a picture of that right here. The kitchen was large enough for 2 people, and as you can see there, nice oak cabinetry, the tile floors, and it's right open to the dining room where the table is there. And one of my top requirements this kitchen totally had, which is plenty of counter space for all the cooking I do, and a bar counter peninsula, which is so great. I love sitting at a bar counter, just eating up there, reading up there, doing homework, sketching, or whatever. I love bar counters, so that was a positive. Now here's a picture of the back patio. Very, very long and wide. This doesn't even really do it justice. When you're there in person, it's just so big. And the slider doors shown right there are from the dining room, which, as you just saw in that picture, is open to the kitchen. So basically, it's really good for having cookouts because you can just cook and bring the food right out. So that was a good layout plan. Another positive to the backyard was that it had a huge above ground pool. This pool was long, oval, and in great condition. It even had a nice little deck type thing attached to it so people could be lounging beside the pool. So that really made up for not having a deck. And then there's another picture of the back of the house. And here's a picture of the front of the house. It's a cute colonial style 2-story 1-car garage set in from the road, flat driveway, and this picture doesn't show it well, but there's a section of the driveway that goes to the side of the garage, so you can have someone park on the side of the garage and in the garage, so that no matter which side you're parking on, you won't be blocking in the other person's car. So that's all really good, and electric lines are below ground, and it's in a safe, nice area. So before we got there, we really were loving it when we looked it up online. After we got there, we really were loving it in person. It had great inclusions of washer, dryer, dishwasher, oven, stove, refrigerator, and microwave. Plus an extremely large 22 by 12 shed in the backyard. I mean, this house really had everything we really wanted. Plus having a pool and the patio and stuff like that we didn't really need to have were just added bonuses. The upstairs was nice as well. Both bathrooms were in such great condition. I wouldn't have to replace anything. And all the walls, I mean every single wall, was freshly painted in every single room, upstairs and downstairs. And just looking at the basement, we already could see potential for dance studio and for his band practice. Basically, there was no real pitfalls to this house. The only couple small negatives were there was no master bath. You would just have to use the upstairs full bath, and there was no large walk-in closets, but there was enough closet space there that we would be able to use what it had. Loved the slider doors going out to the patio. Glad that it had central air. Also glad that it had ceiling fans. This was so good that we put an offer in on it. So continue to watch the videos to see what happened with that house.